and welcome to Channel 19, here to bring you girls soccer. Sterling Silver Knights taking on the Haddon Garnets here today, and right now, quite cool temperatures, not something that we're used to seeing. 80 degrees, 7-mile-per-hour winds. Wind shouldn't be too much of a factor. Partly cloudy today, and take a look at the last year's Colonial Liberty standing. Sterling, of course, won that for the first time for the girls. 8-2, 18-5 overall, 8-2 in the division. Haddon Bulldogs were second place to Sterling, as we take a look at Haddon Heights, who are 4-6 in the division and 11-10 overall. Some game notes here brought to you by Connor.
Sterling has won 3 in a row in the last 3 matchups against Haddon Heights. Haddon Heights' last win against Sterling came in October of 2020. Sterling outscored opponents 67-26 last year. Haddon Heights outscored their opponents 35-30. Sterling won the division for the first time in the school's history, and Sterling hosted and won a coaches tournament for the first time in school history last year. Very historical season last year for Sterling. Now here's Sterling's lineup last year. Here were the leading point scorers last year: Bridget Dixon with 25, Ireland Kay with 22, Lily Burt with 21, Jordan Baker with 17, Faith Dixon with 17, Kaylee Sheehan with 13, and Gab Palladino with 10.
And the ones in yellow either graduated or left Sterling. And the one in red, of course, came down, Jordan Baker, with an ACL, so she will not be, I believe, participating this season. And we take a look at, see again in the yellow, again, same team, same thing happened. They graduated and all. Take a look as one of the returning players, Kaylee Ferranto, with 30 points with 14 goals and 2 assists. So that's going to be your main focus point right now if you're the Sterling defense, right, Connor?
Yeah.
And of course, this Haddon Heights team had a lot of, so is Sterling, had a lot of graduates come up. Leave Sterling, and in that points, and now it's really to see who can take charge and lead this new Sterling team. And honestly, it's wide open. A lot of the key positions, like Alex Hatfield and all, as the goalie. We have now a freshman of Madden Sims. Let's see, she's got very big shoes to fill, to say the least, as Alex Hatfield was a very good point in that Sterling defense as the goalie.
Yeah, and you look at Haddon Heights' roster, a very young roster this year. They only have 2 seniors on their varsity roster.
And again, a good thing you mentioned that. If you also take a look at Sterling's, they also only actually have, I believe, they have 3 seniors. And that's going to be Ava Lomax, Jade Wiley, and I'm trying to look for the other one, Kate McVeigh. And we take a look at the Sterling freshman keeper, Morgan Sims, out in the back. And that's the Sterling defense right there. Number 7, also Morgan Sims. See there, and number 12, Aaron Quinn, who, again, a phenomenal player last season, too, really helped that defense. As we have Schulz coming into the broadcast soon. Take a look at some of the Haddon Heights. Gabby Durio out in goal for Haddon Heights. Again, coming off a high, now Sterling had a phenomenal year. A lot of historical things happened for Sterling, to say the least. First time division champions. First time being in the Coaches Cup, and the first win in the Coaches Cup. Unfortunately, they lost in the semifinals last year to Cinnaminson to an overtime goal, which is very unfortunate to say the least. But welcome here is Schulz.
What do you say, John Hallwood?
Hello. I heard. We wanted to kick it off with, Bridget
right.
Dixon.
And from everything I've been hearing, the girls soccer team here had a great preseason, had a lot of good scrimmages against some very good teams. So a lot of excitement around this program right now. There's no question about it.
And a heartbreaking that was a heartbreaking loss for Sterling last year in the semifinals. But from what I've heard, there's nothing but positive to say about these freshmen coming in this year.
It's really just the next man forward in this team right now, and like I said, you have a very young team. Most of this team is really just juniors and sophomores. A couple freshmen lined up in here, but those freshmen can really develop. They become really dangerous when they come next year, and they're going to be, honestly, they just are dangerous as a freshman. It's going to be really a bright future for Sterling.
And I lost some very good players last year also, seniors that moved on that were a very big part of the team. So to have an influx of freshmen to go with some of the other underclassmen from last year that played a big part in this program is really a great thing.
They did lose some offense, but I think the really key thing was they lost a big part of their defense out of Kaylee Sheehan. Bridget Dixon coming out, takes a shot, and a well one-handed save by Gabby Dario from Haddon Heights.
Boy, that was a great job. You saw Bridget Dixon getting ahead of the pack on that far side, and she just unloaded one. That's just an outstanding save right there. There's no question about it. I think she got it to the spot she wanted to. Just a great save.
Great save, to say the least. Bridget Dixon able to use her speed and nimbleness, able to get around the defenders, able to cut it inside of the box, and here comes a corner, tips the top right, and Heights is here to clear it.
Wait, get that outline. Second ball, right? Let's see the second ball.
Heights trying to clear it out of their own end, having a little bit of struggle. Sterling doing very well with the pressure right now in the corner flag, as that's going to be another corner kick.
And here's a replay of that. This curves right in. Almost went in, and it just hits right off that top pole.
Keeper was not ready for that one, really. Just stared at it and almost watched it go in, and you got to be careful. That wind kind of a little bit did help it. So wind is maybe a little bit of a factor here.
Nice kick there by Ireland Kay, who was a big part. She was one of the underclassmen that were a big part of what they were able to do last year. See right here, what do you think, guys? Got it to a good spot, got a head on it, but obviously weren't able to get it on net.
Not right placement, needs to
be a little sooner.
Not sooner. I think it needs to be a little bit later, actually. I think that's the thing. You kind of want to get it square. You don't want it to hit the top tip of your forehead.
Do you think the spot that the corner kick was kicked in
was
good? Yeah.
Placed beautifully, and honestly, where a spot where she can only get it and not where the defender was.
Okay. Connor, John is our soccer expert right now, so we will listen to what he says.
Bridget Dixon tries to find number 17 of Shea Wiley.
Shea Wiley coming off an injury, and looks like she's recovered and ready to go, and obviously a big part of this program.
Big kick coming out, and outside the 18, a little further out.
Sterling hoping for Shea Wiley to be fully back by middle of the year. Of course, she's good now, but they expect her to be fully recovered by the middle of this season.
I'm sorry, I said Jade Wiley. I said Shea Wiley. Not the first time we've confused sisters, right? Yep. Jade Wiley. You see her with the knee brace on right there, and great to have her back.
I mean, it's good to see her back out there and all, and able to still be able to be on the team and all. And hopefully she does become a important factor to the Sterling girls soccer team.
Okay.
As right now, Sterling having to play a little bit of defense of their own now. Haddon Heights gets to showcase their offense. As right now, Ferranto, the lead goal scorer last season, and she tries to cross it in, and that is headed out by a Sterling defender.
Great play here by Sterling's defense.
That's what you want to do. You want to.
Great play there by Lexi Berkeley to get it out.
You want to stay goal-sided with the player at all times, not let that cross come in, and that's perfectly what she does.
It's important when they're on offense to contain them to the outside. You don't want anything close in near the net. You want to keep them to the outside. Another look at that corner kick.
And we take a look at Madden Sims, the freshman keeper. Again, like we said, had big shoes to fill after Alexis Hatfield graduated. So let's see how well she does in that and all. But so far, really not has faced a decent shot yet. Hopefully, when that shot does come, she able to get to it. Bridget Dixon on a breakthrough, could be taking a shot, gets back up, shoots again, and
oh wow!
Wow, Gabby Diario, another save to keep this game tied.
So far, the field has been slanted towards Sterling, and Gabby Diario has really saved 2 goals for Haddon Heights.
And sometimes when you get in a situation like that, you make it easy for the goalie, but that was a ball that was kicked right. I think where she wanted to kick, it was a good spot, just an outstanding save going to her right by Diorio.
You said it right there, and Bridget Dixon, you're going to see right here, able to use her speed and all. And for a minute, nice tackle to, have her actually a harder angle to take a shot at. Helps the keeper a lot and makes it into a corner and a nice save for Diario. Now, again, Sterling back on the counter. Bridget Dixon now trying to get the ball back, unable to. As Kate McVeigh now helps out. Long shot again, gets blocked. Sterling not afraid to take the long ball. And that ball's going to go out, and what are they going to call it? They're going to call corner.
Could be wrong, but I think that's Sterling's 4th corner of the game, and we're only 8 minutes in.
Sterling already having two brilliant shots, and it's good to see them taking shots, but also what's something that's kind of worrying me, though, is that these shots got to go in. As that head ball hits the crossbar. I mean, not crossbar. Sooner or later, hopefully, one of these balls will go in almost as this one does.
Kay gets it up there to a good spot.
Morgan Sims actually was the one to get it. And they just got to keep hitting the net, Just stay with it, and you'll get a lucky bounce.
But one thing, guys, you can see, and it happened a couple times, that Heights is having trouble with is Bridget Dixon's speed and getting ahead of the pack and giving herself 2 really good opportunities, only having Diorio come up with 2 outstanding saves. I thought the second one was even better than the first one.
I 100% agree with that statement right there. And I think that's what Sterling also had last season. It was that speed up front and all, and that's really what killed defenses. It was later into the game and all, where your defense gets tired and all. Sterling would put in their faster players and all, and by that time, when your legs are really tired and all, and you're facing a really fast player, you're kind of just like, why are they doing this to us?
And I feel like Sterling has some depth too that they could put in there. So that's a problem for Heights now, and could be a problem even more so.
Morgan Sims comes
later in the game.
Madison Sims comes out and able to save it, but loses a little bit of control right there. I mean, it's a ball that you kind of want to put your body to doing a great job from the senior. Gives it out to Kate McVeigh. Kate McVeigh having a little bit of trouble with the defender of Brian Griffith. Doesn't matter. Simmons trying to do a through ball to Bridget Dixon, but unable to give it to her.
Sterling definitely leading in the time of possession game so far. I think they've had the ball like 85% of the time so far. Just
again, a lot of things have changed for the Sterling's defense and all, and a lot of seniors like Tori Wilsey, and then you had Kaylee Sheehan. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Sterling copes on losing two of their important defenders and seniors, as I get told that Sheehan is actually playing at Rowan as of right now. As that's going to be a foul. And check right here on the replay. Connor with this replay.
and looks like Aaron Quinn gets fouled on that. Starting with a throw-in, super close.
Great day for soccer. Of course, not all countries call it soccer. It's also called football. And takes a long shot over the bar, and that's going to go out for a goal kick. Some of the countries call it football.
What's that, about our fourth shot?
That's probably like their fifth.
Okay, who was the girl on our team last year that had the really good throw-ins?
I'm not sure.
Tori Wilsey was the one with the really great throw-ins, if that's what you're asking.
That was
the senior.
That's going to be a big loss for Sterling this year, as that was really an advantage. As any time that there was a throw-in on the opponent's side of the field, it was almost like a corner kick for Sterling.
It really was, and I 100% agree. Like I said, you lost a lot of leadership and a lot of good senior quality too. So,
Sterling
like I said, let's see how they comprehend. Again, sadly, of the passing of Queen Elizabeth II here today over in England. Quite sad to hear for all the, can't quite think, the monarchs, the family and all.
Lived a good long life. It's not 96 years and was on the throne for 70.
Longest living monarch in history.
Yeah. Was actually married to Phillips for 76 years, I believe.
Wow.
Could be wrong with that one. Don't quote me on that one, but I could be wrong. But I know Phillips was 99 when he died.
Wow.
But yeah, I was in my math class at college and all, and I was just got the news and all. I knew they were taking real close care of her on her health and all there. And then middle of math class and all, I just get a ring and all, just like on a news article, Queen Elizabeth has passed.
Yeah, we were setting up for the game when we heard the news.
But again, back to the game right here. Again, number 3, Kaylee Ferranto hasn't seen too much action into this game, but again, when she is on that ball, she always does seem quite dangerous, as this is going to be a foul here in a dangerous spot for Sterling.
Well, Heights hasn't had a lot of attack time, but, they had the one shot, one decent opportunity, and now here, this is a really good opportunity as you see the girls in there setting things up.
And while Kaylee Ferranto is asking for 10 steps, as I like to say, to give space and all. When a team doesn't get a lot of attack time, you got to make these chances count as much as possible. So let's see what Heights can do here. And that one will go sailing over high, over the goal.
And now checking in for Sterling, Montgomery Graham, only a freshman, coming in for the first time, and Elise Simpson coming in. And then
You
Kate
see
McVeigh.
Montgomery Dram there, had a real good preseason, and definitely one of the younger players that they're looking for big things. And there's a lot of promises, ranked pretty high when, you know, for the state rankings. Is when you have individual rankings, she's definitely up there amongst the top ones.
Already intercepting the ball and giving the ball to Bridget Dixon.
A lot of
And that's
rankings
just
say that
another burst of speed that you're going to see from Sterling. You know, you saw it from Bridget Dixon, and just another forward that obviously Heights has to contend with.
a lot of the rankings say that in the open field she can't be stopped. Another good thing for Sterling's offense, they outscored opponents by over 50 last year.
Don't think that was a good throw, and I think what happened there was just you gotta. I don't want to say anything that I'm not 100% sure, but it looked like it had been a bad throw-in. Anyway, they're gonna tell her to wait because the ball was still in the field. A new thing that I just actually seen while we were getting ready for this game and all was that the refs actually have, I like to say, walkie-talkies now. You can see them have their an earpiece and then with a microphone into them now, so that I guess they'll be able to communicate a lot better and not have those like long discussions you just see randomly in the field.
Definitely helps speed the game up.
And that was a nice play defensively by Gemma Teddy of Haddon Heights, or they would have had a through ball to get to Montgomery Dram, and she had a lot of momentum going
Long
forward.
shot here.
Just Sorzo.
And you see right there, you see this earpiece. That's what I was talking about, the walkie-talkie that he has able to talk to the other referee on the other side of the field. So now it should hopefully speed up the game. You know, you never know.
John, are you gonna help us try to get the refs mic'd up so we can hear what they're saying?
They have actually done that in the MLS. I know they have done that. As Jade Riley is going to give it to Bridget Dixon. Bridget Dixon with a shot. And it's a goal for Bridget Dixon. Haddon Heights was saying offside the entire time, but...
Well, Dixon initially on her first two shots went left, and Dioria came up with a couple big saves. But you see right here, Dixon comes in, and just at the last minute, just pokes it there to the right and gets Sterling's first goal.
You can see that Dioria was anticipating right, too. Left on the shot.
That might have actually been offsides. I think Heights does have a case here. Oh, here we go. We're going to take a look. Let's see. Is Bridget Dixon off? No, she's not offsides.
Okay.
No.
I did not see that out of their defender. And here's another chance for Sterling, and that's going to be a corner kick.
That's going to be a corner kick for Ireland K on that. Ireland K, believe, was the assist leader. I might be. Actually, she is the assist leader last season. So a nice returner to come back again. She was only a freshman this time. She's a sophomore. So Sterling, the girls' soccer team is looking really, really, really good this season.
She was very good at corner kicks, I remember last season. That's where most of her assists came from. So there she is.
She gave a lot of assists during the corners, which you said and all. And also, I'd like to mention, also came from free kicks too. Mm-hmm. Able to put the ball up just in a nice spot where her players were able to get the head to it, where the defenders couldn't really block it. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Freshman almost tries to nutmeg the defender, but unable to.
Well, you can see in addition to having some speed, she's got some skills. I mean, wasn't able to get through the defender, but still you could see, in a quick look that she's very skilled.
Bridget Dixon now with the first goal of the season. bet her sister Faith Dixon, who graduated too, is very proud of her.
Haddon Heights had an opportunity going there. Just sales. Oh,
Good
just
job on the
sales.
strong defense. As we're halfway through this first half, Sterling up 1-0. Haddon Heights hasn't really seen too much of Sterling's half, but a lot of stuff is happening as we're going to see what this freshman can do if she gets the ball in the open field. Great look of skill. Here she goes, going straight through this defense. She might have an opportunity to score here. She does take a shot.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Just goes wide, though. And those are the key playmakers that you want on this team that can make nothing out of something. Just a bunch of great skill moves right there.
And you could see right now Haddon Heights is going to have more girls come over her way, which is going to free up room for everyone else.
And I think that's which is a good thing for the Sterling team and all, because you also have a lot of key players who you don't want to also leave open. So it's gonna be one of these seasons where you just gotta hope one of them has a bad day. And I don't really. You just gotta hope.
Here's that last shot you see. She goes around 4 defenders and just barely goes over.
Just gets a little bit too much under it. My gosh, wow. That was going into the top corners right there, and that would have been an amazing goal for first goal for Sterling. Especially where she started the play out from. See? Able to pass back. And another good thing is, though, like she doesn't want to hog the ball. She wants to give it to the players too and all. But if she's all alone and all, she knows what to do with that ball and how to make defenders miss.
And John, that makes her so much more dangerous because, as we said, if she draws defenders her way and she's able to distribute it,
Bridget Dixon on a shot again, and a nice scoop up save. But again, what I said was, sorry, trying to find her name, Montgomery Durham, is that she was able to pass the ball to Bridget Dixon, and Bridget Dixon had a nice opportunity to score there again.
Only a freshman, but you can tell that for the next couple of years, she's going to be a huge leader for this team.
Definitely a bright future for her.
For all the Sterling soccer team in general.
Going
Here's
out
a
wide.
chance.
Going to cross it in, try to give it to Bridget Dixon. Kate McVeigh unable to do anything. And that's a foul.
Yeah, you see she draws the defenders her way, stops, puts the pass in the middle, but definitely is a handful for the fullbacks back there of Haddon Heights.
It's going to be like I said, it's going to be a very interesting season for this girls team and all, just because you have so many key players that teams got to mark, and you don't want to leave them open. But they're going to have to mark them somehow. Substitutions come in as Bridget Dixon, the goal scorer, comes out for the time being as number 4.
Antonia Troilo, Adriana Zasada, and Mandy Berkeley come into the game.
Again, their brother, Mike Berkeley, graduated.
On to Widener.
Yeah.
And he's getting, I believe he's a starter for them and having a real good start
I think
to
they
his
play
college
Albright.
career.
He had that goal against St. Augustine. Arguably the most exciting goal of that boys' season in the Coaches' Cup.
Really was. I was so glad that I went to that game and all. A little bit rainy, a little bit windy, and that really what helped out that play. Really, just that a little bit of gust of wind.
And it was, I wasn't there, I was watching it, but it was a back and forth game the whole time, and then Berkeley was finally able to end the tie, and it was such an exciting goal, even if I wasn't there.
Really was. For a couple of minutes there, we thought we was going to go into overtime and all, but doesn't quite. Sterling gets another corner here. As
Oh, wow. That was sneaky.
sneaky low cross, but keeper, nice easy save for her.
Thought that was going in. It's so difficult to see where the goal line is.
Well, we kind of are further out, and there's a
Yeah.
little bit of a
Yeah.
Heights now having to defend again as now Kaylee Fronto able to give it to trying to give it to one of her strikers. 1v1 with the keeper. And a good job from Erin Quinn to slow her down. Madison Sims, though, I kind of think. Oof.
You got your back to her, Maddie, but she's got wheels, right? You got to shift in and let her know she's
This is something even Coach Jimmy Kay is even saying to this, actually. And when I saw that, was that she looked like she was committed to going for the ball, and then she stopped.
Yeah.
And as a goalie, you do not want to do that.
Yeah.
You're either committed or you're not.
Yeah, you can't second guess.
As a nice through ball, and defender able to kick that one out. But Madison Sims doing so far a good job, able to keep this game 0-0, but a good job from Quinn to stop the striker of number 9 of Rapello.
Only a freshman, so.
Still a lot to learn. But like I said, a lot of big shoes to fill and all, but just something to work on for her.
That's got to be nerve-wracking too, being a freshman starting a goalie.
That ball goes way up and high.
And
You see right here,
Graham
Graham.
with another nice play, gets it to the middle and just goes over.
Kate McVeigh, though, nice kick. Just a little too high. But again, Sterling has all the attacking time that they have, and there's a foul. Don't know where the foul was, but maybe later on we can see a replay.
And goal kick for Heights.
Free kick,
No.
not a goal kick. Goal kick is when it's inside
Yeah.
the 6-yard box.
I'm used to because I know a lot of the high school teams, they have a defender kick the goal kick instead of the goalie. Darn with another nice play.
Not a defender, and again, coaches do not like to see defenders just poke out your foot like that. Put your body to it.
And Dram definitely can, she's got straight on speed, but she can change gears and has great quickness in just blowing past the defender.
Just a all-around player. Unable to get her first goal. If she doesn't get her first goal today, I'd still take it as a big success. Able to show what skills she has available to this team.
And I think the two biggest things we talked about her speed, but she can gain separation and also find other players.
Well, here she goes again. Let's see what she can do with the ball. Unable to
Nice pass.
do anything with it as she got slide tackled and the ball went back to a Sterling player, luckily.
Looked like she deked around one of the defenders and then passed it.
Heights defense able to hold strong. Long ball here. And that could have been a little bit of a scary moment for Heights if that ball was on target.
Not a bad idea, just putting the ball on net. Way out, never know what can happen.
And then Ireland K coming off for a rest.
Now here is the goal kick, though. But you are right. That
I got it this time.
But you are right, though. Most keepers usually have a defender take the kick. Tries to give a nice quick pass. See what happens in this box. Ooh, long ball. Just stays down to the ground.
Unselfish pass from Dram there. She could have deked around the defenders, but decided to pass it off. It was the safer play.
And the more she's playing in this position and all, the more she's gaining confidence and all. Even though her shots haven't either been on target or just been off target, she's gaining confidence and able to trust herself that she can make those plays and maybe score that goal. And here we go. Takes the shot, this time at the keeper.
Sterling has 4 subs coming in.
And they sent players her way. She just, you see right here, just only needs a little window of opportunity, and she just pulled away from everybody.
Yeah. And it looks like for Sterling coming in, it will be Bridget Dixon, Chloe Chestnut, Lexi Berkeley, and Shay Wiley.
Bridget Dixon coming back in, the goal scorer this time. Goal scorer for Sterling to lead this campaign off.
Looks like coming off is Adriana Zasada, Antonia Troilo, Morgan Sims, and Elise Simpson. Sterling making a lot of line changes in this first half, making sure everyone gets a break.
Well, I mean, we saw last season how those line changes, and even in the boys soccer team, how important those line changes were and all. It freshens up the team, it freshens up the legs, and you basically have a new team right out there and all with fresh legs with a team that doesn't have too many players to substitute off. Kind of starts slowing down and gets tired as a team with a lot of substitutes able to keep going and going and going. So far, I do have to give credit to the Haddon Heights defense, able to really, even though they've struggled and let a lot of opportunities, it kind of goes down to the goalkeeper of Gabby Diario, able to stop a lot of these shots. Dixon gonna put a header just off.
And John, to what you're saying, Heights has had a couple of opportunities with quick transition, so as long as they keep it close within striking distance, that's where Sterling on the back end has really got to watch some of the players coming out and getting upfield in a hurry, because, like you said, with a 1-0 lead, anything can happen, even though Sterling right now is dominating the attack time.
Honestly, just some very nice ball placement for that pass. She knows where her players are going to be, and that's another good thing.
Diorio's save percentage has to be high this first half. Even though she let in a goal, she's had about, I think, around 10 saves. The amount of opportunities Sterling has gotten.
Shot coming
There's
in,
a shot.
and it looked like it was about to curve in. I think that might have been same thing as baseball here, a little bit of a knuckleball.
I'd go with more of a 12-6 curve on that one.
And we brought baseball into soccer.
Your father and I usually use the hockey references.
Yeah.
Used to saying things like one-timer.
Well, long shot out here.
Great run. Good talk. Okay, good job.
Don't worry, we'll try to put some of the hockey reference into use.
Yeah.
Because we know hockey more than soccer.
Yeah.
Well, except John.
I
John
could
is
bring
our
out
expert.
I could bring out the hockey references.
Yeah,
but
there we go.
Then I need Jay Clark's feedback after the game.
Connor, when we're a little confused here, we only have to look to our left right
Yeah.
there.
Just let him talk.
We're putting a lot of pressure on you, John. Don't get anything wrong.
Try not to. Quinn's going to pass it back to her keeper, Sims. Sims does a nice job to kick this one out.
Close up that space a little bit.
Has a decent kick to her for the freshman.
Watch our gap in there, right? You don't want to let them
Nice
get
leg to it.
How's college going, John, by the way?
It's going good, actually. I actually haven't had a technically full week of college because we started on the 31st of Wednesday
Okay.
of August, and then, of course, you had the day off for Labor Day. But overall, it's going quite well.
Are all your classes in person, or do you have some that are online?
I actually have a hybrid class. That's my Spanish class, but I go in person for that one.
Okay. You like being in person better?
Yeah, I do like being in person a lot better. It makes it a lot easier.
A lot of kids say that.
I miss that social being.
Yeah.
I miss the hybrid schedule. It's nice having.
Oh. Okay, I cannot lie. The hybrid schedule was good. It was weirdly a lot easier.
During the COVID year, we had some students would come in on Tuesdays and Fridays and virtual the other days, and some students would come in on Mondays and Thursdays and was virtual the other days for those.
And some days, none of them came.
Yeah. It was a nice break.
Something to be said, though, for getting up, getting on your feet, walking to school, and having a routine.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a routine back
For
again.
everybody, I think
Yeah.
even the teachers.
As much as you think you hate it when you first did it, now after that like 2 years and all, you kind of enjoy it a little bit more.
It's technically my first full year of high school.
Wow, you're a junior. Well, Heights has got a little bit of an opportunity here. This is the second restart I believe they've had in the Sterling end of the field. So, like we said, it's only 1-0 lead, even though Sterling's been dominating this game.
And again, I like how Sterling is taking shots and having a lot of opportunities. This ball is going to go up. Let's see how well Madison Sims does with this ball. She does quite well. Wish she jumped up a little bit higher. But again,
Still a good play there.
Still a good play by Madison Sims. Great punt.
Is that one, John, you want to get your hands up and get your hands on it?
You want to be the first one to the ball. You want to claim that ball. Anything inside that 18 or 6-yard box is yours. 18. You want to claim. If anything's in that 6-yard box, that is yours. That is your territory.
Can I throw a football reference to that?
Sure.
With receivers, they always want you to go up, get your hands on the ball, as opposed to if you let it come in your body, then it's gone traveling deeper, and a defender can get it. You go up after it with your hands.
You always want it to be. You always want it to be where you you get it or no one gets it.
And that's always a good skill I like when I see from. You don't see it a lot from a high school receiver.
And it's usually better. I could be wrong, but I think it's better to be underthrown than overthrown. It's overthrown, the safety can get to it.
Sure.
True. That is very true.
Although on the deep balls, you probably want to go overthrown because
You're
you want to
probably
get it to
double
where
covered.
either your guy can get it or nobody can get it.
Long shot coming out here, and that one's going to go out wide, and that's going to be a goal kick.
Hey, watch our space for giving.
Heights seeing
getting
some
some
action.
opportunities here.
And it hasn't been. Oh, I'm sorry, Connor.
You're good.
It hasn't been a lot of sustained attack time right now by Heights, but probably their most in the last minute. Everything else was just a quick attack in transition, maybe one of the restarts, but Heights has been able to sustain things for a little bit longer on this one.
And right now, though, what I hope for Madison Sims is she gets a lot of confidence from this game and all. And that's what a key thing is for a keeper is confidence and all. Because really what it is for a keeper is just keep building your confidence and confidence and confidence. And you start playing a lot better. And you start going for those balls where she wouldn't have done that. And we head into some, as we like to call, extra time here. Let's see how much extra time. Not too much, just a couple seconds. As that's going to do it for the first half. Sterling up 1-0. Let's take a look at the Bridget Dixon goal here. That's a number 18, Jade Riley. And take a look. Here we go. Now we're going to take a look at the goal here of Bridget Dixon.
And good pass by Sterling. Sets up Bridget Dixon on the breakaway. Goalie's thinking left, and she just goes right. Nice little change up. Her shots before that all.
Yeah, the third time she was able to get by the defender.
That's going to do it right here for the first half. Sterling up 1-0 by Bridget Dixon. Stay tuned for second half action right here on Channel 19. to teach you some safe driving tips for you when you're out on the road. First, you want to turn on your car. Before you go, put on your seatbelt. You want to check your back mirror. Then, you want to check your side mirrors. When exiting out of a parking spot, make sure you check for cars and have your turn signal on. Make sure you come to a slow stop at every stop sign and red light. When you are making a turn, always have your turn signal on to show other drivers where you are going. Now, put your car in park and take out the key to turn off your car.
Dude, you trying to win some big money tonight?
Yeah, they don't call me Johnny Wickles for nothing.
Man, you better not sell me. I had a bad couple of weeks, but I need this money. Let's go win. Have you ever been here before?
Yeah, I have.
Dude, this looks amazing.
Yes, it does.
Welcome to Nightlife Casino. I'm Ricky, your dealer for tonight. We'll be starting shortly.
Have a good night.
The game is blackjack.
I'm feeling a little frisky. Let's go 200.
Alright, it's the first game. Nah, I'm playing it safe.
Round 1 is over. Sir, we've tied. Sir, you've lost. The next round will start in 10 seconds.
What are you doing?
I'm doing what's right. I'm going all in.
You're nuts. That's all your allowance. That's all your money. You're gonna go bankrupt. Told ya. And welcome back to Channel 19 for second half action here for girls soccer as Sterling Silver Knights take on the Haddon Garnets. And we're going to take a right here a look at the Bridget Dixon goal that's going to show right here. Here it is. Again, this freshman able to, not afraid to be great. Able to give it to Jade Wiley, who gives it to Bridget Dixon, and Bridget Dixon has been phenomenal this first half and all. Let's take a look at Madison Sims.
Elite ball placement on that shot.
Yeah. And she didn't reveal what she was doing until that last split second. Really had to freeze the goalie and blew it past her.
Again, just one of those opportunities where you like all advantage to the attacker. Again, Madison Sims doing a great job here for the freshman and all first game.
And we guys, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the job DiOrio has done back in goal.
Yeah.
Really coming up with 2 phenomenal saves, or this could easily be a 3-0 game right now.
As Haddon Heights is the ones who kick it off. And just like, well, as I was about to say, just like the first half, a little bit of twist into the tail as Heights now on an attack. And a big hit.
Tackle on Aaron Quinn.
Use your body, don't get knocked off.
Here's another look at it.
Gets bulldozed.
Catherine Campbell just kind of comes out of nowhere.
But that was on the ball, right? So, you know, that's a real nice play there by Aaron Quinn.
Jade Wiley on the ball, showing some good footwork. And now, really, what's going to be interesting? What was those halftime talks from Heights and Sterling? Honestly, if you're from Heights' point of view, you're trying to figure out how to defend the ball and find a nice opportunity to get some goals.
It's a blending of making sure you have coverage on Dram, or get to Dram when she has the ball, and not give her too much room. But you also want to cover away from the ball. So, you know, if you're a defender, you want to know where Dram is, but also have your head on a swivel and look for the other forwards coming in. Very much easier said than done. Yep.
I think we're going to see a lot more offense from Haddon Heights this half, and I think they're going to test Madison Sims a lot more.
Ireland K, as again you mentioned Dram, don't forget about Bridget Dixon too. She's also dangerous with the ball. Here we go with another opportunity. Wow. And Diario with another incredible save. She's really keeping Haddon Heights in this game.
Well, what a skilled play here again. First showing the speed, and then going from the right to the left foot and unloading. And again, another spectacular diving save. Or
this is the best look right here.
Bridget Dixon could easily have a hat trick in this game.
It's a smart look. It's a smart shot, but you had a better chance of going out, shooting it out wider. But again, it's also depending on the angles.
And you have very little time, too.
Yep, Durant
What a cross there.
tries to give it to Shay Riley. She tries to do a bicycle kick of some a little bit. Durant has been showing out some key passes to the Sterling team and giving it her all.
And John, one last thing I'll say about that shot and that save was you could see DiOrio was expecting her to go to the wide side, kind of started stepping that way, and then after the shot, which was from close range, came back and did an outstanding job recovering. Really goes to her left and right, as well as I think any goalie I've seen in a while.
Smart move and smart goalkeeping right here for Madison Sims, actually. Thinks about, let's see if the ball's going to have enough oomph to come back to her box. But yeah, Diario, though, is really keeping Haddon Heights into this game, and we talk about that with shot one more time. It's just, you mentioned how she's able to go left and then go back right as she's able to intercept that cross. It's just that she's able to just see where the shot is going to be shot at. Sterling's defense, a little bit of a trouble actually right now. That ball goes out, that's going to stay Sterling ball.
DiOrio's reminded me a lot of what Joey Lomas was last year for Sterling.
Making a lot of key saves. And that's what's the most important thing, though, is that you got to make a lot of key saves, and it matters the most, and keep your team into this game. Durham's going to make another cross for Bridget. Bridget now unable to do the one-timer.
And here's another look at that play.
ball in the middle. You're in the middle. Get out. You got to switch one more.
And the Oreos really keeping Heights in the game, and now they need to have their offense pick her up for how she's playing.
Bridget Dixon slows it down, gonna give it to
Wow. Good job by Wiley. Wiley unloading right there. Almost found that wide side.
Decent shot from outside the 18. Actually, might have been inside the 18.
Take a couple steps and a good quick release there from Jade Wiley.
Give her that couple months. She might be able to get that one in to go in. Here it goes. Duran gonna have that shot, just taking it away from her. She really wants that first goal for Sterling.
That one just sails right over, just barely over Ava Campanara's head.
Ball's going to be thrown in from Mandy Berkeley. Quinn now with it. Quinn looking. Finds Shea Riley. Shea Riley now going out on the outside. Gonna maybe cut this one in. No, stays out wide. Gonna cross it in. And Bridget Dixon is right there. And again, Ciario. Just right place, right time.
Boy, what great teamwork, what great passing by Sterling as a team. It started with Erin Quinn on the back end. You know, she had somebody on her, but still the presence of mind to look and see somebody ahead. And real good diagonal passing by Sterling to get that great opportunity, but just coming up short on the end.
My goodness. If you're Bridget Dixon, you're happy that you scored that first goal, but you got to start wondering now, like, she has your number. Ireland Kay with this is going to cross it into Bridget Dixon. Ball still in the 18. And that's going to go to Diario, who picks it up. Diario is a junior, by the way, to mention. Oh, Diario.
We have a substitution here for Haddon Heights now. I think that might be their first of the game. Ella Mango coming in. And Laura Schroeder coming off. And Heights just trying to get offense going. So defense is doing a really great job of shutting them down so far.
Again, so far, a good first game for Sterling. Just to see how they can react. And it's a good team to play too, a division rival of Haddon Heights and all. I can honestly say could be contending for a championship.
Especially in tennis when we always play Haddon Heights. Really close.
Chrissy had to mention tennis. Your dad would be kind of proud.
Yeah.
Quinn gonna try and get there first, able to, but unable to control the ball. And now Heights gonna force the keeper. They really don't force the keeper to take a shorter time. They kind of let her have her time with the ball. Okay, Ireland Kay now with it, gonna give it to Bridget Dixon. Bridget Dixon 1v1 with the keeper. Takes the shot, and there she goes. There's her second goal. And I think she can take a sigh of relief there.
Another one for Bridget Dixon, and she was due for another one. She's had tons of shots on goal this game. Keepers had her number. She finally gets another break. Look at the pass from Ireland Kay.
And only took a few steps and unloaded the shot. I think Diorio might have thought that she was going to go a little bit further and get in closer, but Dixon just decided to take the couple steps, unload it, and gets a big second goal here.
She scored that off her left foot, too.
Yeah. Well, she's had a few shots going to right, then coming back and hitting with her left foot, and that, as a forward, that's got to make her dangerous when she's able to go from either side.
Sort of like a switch hitter in baseball.
Yeah.
Adriana's
got a handball.
Going to be a handball, as you said. So it's going to be a Haddon Heights free kick. And you're going to see girls tennis in the background.
Finishing their match from yesterday. I know they were up 2-0, so they just need one more win.
For the first. That's good to hear.
Started out the season on a winning record. Both doubles won. And then
one of the singles, of course, had to win.
But that's how you want to win in tennis. You want to start from the bottom up.
That is true. 100%. Quite 100% true. We'll truly miss playing with you guys.
Because it's difficult to win in singles because you're playing every team's top 3 players.
Oh, yeah.
Or every school's top 3 players, to be exact.
I know my sister's over there. How to drop her off today.
Singles, you get in your own head a lot, too.
Tennis is a mental sport.
It's more of a mental sport than...
It's both, I would say. It's both physical and a mental sport. Because once you start getting into those later rounds...
And we have Andrew Kane back with us.
That's a surprise. Is suddenly like all the graduates going to start coming back? Shrey, Sam, Christopher Burdash.
Most graduates from Tech Crew always come back.
Channel 19 alumni.
And here's an opportunity for Sterling, and it's cleared out. Gonna try and contain her. Try and get a corner kick out of it. Here's Ireland K.
I think that was Teddy that came out of nowhere and able to stop that attack from becoming a goal.
It shows how important speed is in soccer, especially at the attack.
It really does. It's one of those things that you can't teach. You just can't teach speed. You either have it or you don't. Everything else you can teach, and that's what coaches like. They like players with speed that can play well. Because, like I said, once it comes later into the game and all, and when teams that don't have a lot of substitutions and all, can't fulfill that defense and all, that defense starts getting tired.
You see it a lot in hockey, too, from breakaways, from speed alone. That's why having speed on your team is very important.
Of course, they also have very good puck control.
Yeah. Justin Maroney, his speed, he always had breakaways.
The tanker.
Playing that all bright.
Pretty sure he led the league in goals last season.
Now he's playing lacrosse at Albright, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good hockey player, too.
Have you played against him in hockey?
I played with him last year on the Sterling team.
Okay.
And he really was such a good captain. Like, when we didn't have him, it was just such a different mentality.
Yeah. I know he even refs. He's a hockey referee, too, isn't he?
I've had him as my ref before.
Did you get on him?
Wish he was as good of a ref as he is at hockey. Our next TV game tomorrow night, football at 7 versus Camden, ranked number 5 in the state. Will be live on Channel 19 on YouTube. Oh, should be a good one. Of course, the student tailgate before the game starts at 5.
A lot of different things going on this week in preparation for hitting the books or hitting the tablet, hitting your laptop.
Yeah.
Right? We can't say hitting the books anymore.
Books, even though
It's old school.
Though I technically had to buy an English book.
And you probably paid like $200 for it, right?
Oh no, that was my Spanish book. I'm not even joking. And the bad thing was, it was the wrong one that they gave me.
Oh, jeez.
So I had to.
Were you able to take it back at least?
They're gonna get the new one, and we're just gonna exchange it.
Okay.
But no, my English book actually cost me under $100. It cost me $98.
Shock. It could have been new. Was it used?
No,
It was new. What was it, like 3 or 4 pages?
No, it's like 15th edition of something.
You get a handout with staples for $98.
Something I'm
Books
not
have
looking
always been
forward to
expensive.
when I go to college.
Just like,
Spending all that
I'm
money.
looking at this book and I'm just like, why is this worth $98?
Yeah.
You're just gonna be using it for like a semester and that's it. Here we go. Back to some soccer action. Sterling up 2-0 over Haddon Heights. Both goals scored by Bridget Dixon. Bridget Dixon on a brace is right now looking for the hat trick. Sterling able to defend well from that free kick. Only 16 minutes and 20 seconds into the second half. Bridget Dixon able to score in each half. And Sterling a little bit on the counter attack. Let's see what they can do. Comes in the cross, and that is
Antonia Trillo on that far side again. Sophomore showing some speed.
the defender just takes that foot off, and there comes the corner kick. And number 7, Morgan Sims, is going to take this corner kick for Sterling.
Let's go get one.
Morgan Sims with a cross. Nice chip that comes in and out as Haddon Heights takes a substitution.
Looks like Quinn Zakame is coming in for Haddon Heights. And Kylie Franto is coming off.
Here comes a goal kick. Just in case you didn't know.
Thank you, Wiggles.
Anytime. Stay Sterling ball here, and again, you mentioned how Tori Wilsey was a key contributor to that long throw-in.
Yeah, and it's one of those underrated aspects to a team that you don't notice how important it is until you don't have it.
Well, the boys team had Jimmy Zagaro for that one.
Both Sterling soccer teams, very good seasons last year. Hope they keep it the same.
Jade Wiley takes a shot, hits the side netting. Again, just a good shot from Jade Wiley here. Able to get some space and grabs off a shot.
Just under halfway through the second half. Sterling up 2-0.
Quite a smooth game to say the least. Not, it hasn't been chippy, has nothing, nothing too bad. No serious fouls really.
And Sterling has been doing a really good job of getting the passing lanes through. That's something that Haddon Heights has been struggling with. Player of the game for Heights is definitely Gabby Diorio, Jr. Put in 2 goals, but she has really kept them in this game. Without her, it would probably be a 4 or 5 goal game. And the thing that Sterling has been doing really well is cutting off Haddon Heights' passing lanes. They haven't been able to get any passes through.
I don't think Haddon Heights has really taken a real clear chance at Madison Sims.
But that's a good point, Connor, because really a lot of the opportunities have been in quick transition. We had a few of the restarts, but it wasn't, precision passing, like tapping 3 and 4 passes, getting some through balls through. And to what you're saying, you've got to credit what Sterling's able to do defensively, cutting those passing lanes off.
Gonna switch the fields. Gonna send it back out wide again. Aaron Quinn trying to tell Berkeley, Maddie Berkeley, where she wants to be, where to give her the ball. That's going to stay Sterling throwing. And we're right now at the halfway point in the second half. Sterling up 2-0 over Haddon Heights. Bridges isn't able to score both goals. Each goal coming in from a half.
That is barring extra time, of course. But it's been relatively quick. There haven't been many stoppages.
No, there hasn't. And I think that's what, when we had that first half, we were kind of used to having those longer, halves and all. But
I think these,
not too many fouls being called to her.
And these walkie-talkie things are helping because then the refs have a way of discussing without meeting.
That is true. 100% agree with that. Like I said, I saw the walkie-talkies and all. And I was just so fascinated. I was like, ooh. The referees got
professional.
It did look professional.
I'm used to them using them for the EA system. For
offside, one of the Sterling players was offsides. I'm going to take a look on which one was offsides. And I think it's going to be on number 1.
Adriana Cesaro. Windy day here at Sterling.
When we first started out, it said 5 mile per hour winds. I don't think it's really anything higher than that.
To us, it's windy though. Papers are blowing.
That is true. But paper's very thin. As Jade Riley takes a shot, but again, Oreo. Nice save.
Give and go opportunity. And that's the type of passing we're seeing from Sterling, but we're not necessarily seeing it on the Haddon Heights end.
Another big line change for Sterling is Montgomery Graham, Arlen Kay, Lexi Berkeley, and Shay Wiley all check into the game.
See Montgomery Graham back in the game there.
And soccer, in a way, is a lot like hockey, just on a bigger scale.
Why do you say that? Now I'm kind of intrigued. You've intrigued me.
Well, it's not on skates, so it's not. Well, the passing lanes, breakaways, all that stuff. Usually only find in sports like lacrosse, soccer, and hockey. The pace of the game is also a lot similar.
I'll give you that. Yeah. So you're going to be watching the World Cup coming in this November?
Yeah.
So USA takes... Well, it's actually this year in the World Cup. They're in Group B with England, Iran, and Wales. Hopefully USA can get out of the group stage and, show that we can be a serious soccer nation. So the cross comes in here from Haddon Heights, and for a minute, I thought Haddon Heights was able to keep it in there. Quinn Sakami was going to keep it in, but she kind of just slows down and doesn't really go for it. It's still a game that Haddon Heights could actually come back from. Mr. Sheehan, as everyone knows, in the shade, of course, staying away from the heat. To be honest, it hasn't really been too hot out today. It's been a nice, cool day. Of course, you're probably also hearing the wind as of right now, too.
It's been around low 80s, high 70s.
I kind of like the low 80s. I'm not a big fan of the 90s too much, but
this is nice.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Reminds me of a spring day.
Quinn with it. Just going to kick it straight up, and that's going to be a Sterling throw-in. Sterling up 2-0 against Haddon Heights. Right now, Sterling Channel 19.
Waiting to check in for Heights is Brett Griffith.
John Hallwood, Connor Strauss, Kevin Schultz. We're bringing coverage. And ball bounced high. That's going to be a substitution right here for Heights. And I think that's still Heights' ball. And I'm right. I love it when I'm right with possession.
Well, still time, but Heights obviously has to get on the board soon here. Next goal is big, no question about it.
2-goal lead, in my opinion, is the worst goal. Worst lead to have in sports.
Yep.
Nice cross. And Sterling now could be 3 goals ahead. Are they going to be and put this too much under it?
You see Trula here with her speed gets ahead of the pack, but just got under it a little bit.
I see what she was doing there. What she was trying to do was get that ball into the
Upper right corner.
And we have a Heights player down there, captain. Let's see what happens here, actually.
Looks like they have 2 players down. Eddie is down. Oh, she's up now.
I think it's number 16. Hannah Simons.
And you saw one thing you see right here, if you look at Trula going ahead, one thing Dioro does is she kind of anticipates, shades over there where she thinks the shot's going. And, you know, a big part of our game is always the quickness, but also she does a good job, I think, reading the shooter.
Next TV game, of course, football tomorrow night. Sterling versus Camden starts at 7. We'll have that live on YouTube. Sterling TV 19. It'll be a good game.
Sterling's going to go out and try their best, right? It's a tough opponent, but just got to go out there and try and do some good things.
What was the last time that Camden came to Sterling?
Had to have been a while.
That was in 05. It was 05, the playoff game. They had Camden come in here on a Saturday afternoon, and it came right down to the last play, and Sterling just came up a little bit short. And that was an outstanding season. Art Ellis was the quarterback. They beat West Stepford that season. Art Ellis was one of those kids who really did an outstanding job running the option. You know, not only was he very athletic, but very smart and crisp with his decision making. And came down to the end, came down to one play, and that happens in playoffs.
Happens a lot.
Games can be decided on a play here or there, but right now Sterling's down a little bit and going against one of the top teams in South Jersey. So
course, it's important to have a quarterback that is good at running the option, especially in high school and college football, because as you move up, you pass more and more. But especially in high school, you see a lot of run-heavy offenses.
And Camden really had a lot of talent. They had a transfer from West Stepford go there. The quarterback, who we thought was very good last year. A big kid, has a good arm, can run. Good to see her on her feet there. Sean Clink doing a great job as always.
Now checking into the game, Ellie Clapper for Hannah Simons.
And this is going to be a drop ball. But, actually, no, it's not going to be a drop ball. It's actually going to be a goal kick. Got to remember that
It's a goal kick, Wiggles.
Yeah, there we go. Karma came back at me. That was going to be a drop ball just because of the injury, but no, I forgot. Some good friends, I would say. Of course, I've always had friends going into different high schools. It's always good to see them and only get to play against them, too.
Yep. Those are always the games I look forward to. Tennis one, playing with friends.
I was about to say, who was the, who you were trying to play against in tennis?
PVI.
PVI, and
Yeah.
Thought so.
My friend Matt. Left-handed tennis player, something you don't see much.
I still remember Joe saying that he played against a
Ambidextrous.
I was just going to ask that. Do you ever have anybody who
plays both right and left.
Gladly, I never have played against someone like that.
Yeah. It's a whole, that's a whole new experience there.
They're up there with the kids that are like 6'8".
Back onto soccer here. It's Ireland K. Take a shot from out wide. She does. 8 out of the 18 in Ireland K. Top bins.
What a shot by Ireland K. Gets it right in that top right corner. Is that another left-handed goal for Sterling?
Foot,
wow. Yeah. Left foot, yep.
Just an amazing shot, to say the least. And a great job for the freshman of Montgomery.
Montgomery, yep.
Grabs her first point of the season.
And that's one of those ones, guys, where you saw Ireland K just hit it with their left foot. Sometimes you get people who want to be predominantly right foot, want to just line it up and take a little bit more time. But the fact that she didn't give the goalie too much time to react or just got rid of it quickly with the left foot tap.
Yeah.
One time to do with the goal.
Able to get the one-timer to go in. And Sterling hasn't showed any mercy and continues not to as another shot goes over the crossbar. And take another look again from that goal. Just, I don't think he was ready for that shot, really.
Nah.
But it was well placed too, outside
Outside the fingertips.
elite ball placement on that shot.
Sterling still trying to find more goals to score in the first game as the sophomore Adriana City, I would say.
Zada.
Oh, Cesada, my bad. Oh, gets a goal. She's doing quite well too. Has the speed outside, good winger. Ireland K could be on a brace here. Ireland K one-on-one with the keeper now. thinks about it and tries to go for the 5-hole, but not a smart shot right there that you want to do. I mean, you want to try to trick the keeper, but
She
you
just
have
ran
a lot of
out.
opportunity right there.
She just ran out of space.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell she wants that one back.
It's something that you can laugh at right now, later on.
Gabby Otiak and Mindy Berkeley coming in now for Sterling.
Duran now going to come to the box and take a shot and just takes too much under it.
You could tell how that third goal has just deflated Haddon Heights, and now Sterling's just continuing to pour it on.
Here comes off.
Jay Wiley and Kate McVeigh come on for Sterling.
Heights now with a chance here. Let's see what they can come up with. Again, it's been a very quiet game for their top player, Kaylee Franto, as she gets fouled. And in a very, very interesting, dangerous spot here, too. Let's see if he tries to go for a shot here. I would not be against it.
Yeah, especially because Sterling has the wall set up.
Is it going to be a 3-man or is it going to be a 2-man?
2-man.
I would kind of want 4, but
yeah,
3 is good. Goalie has where the wall wants it to be. Here comes the ball and just over. Steve. This is a fantastic look. Great job from the Channel 19 tech crew.
Wow.
She got that covered. Who had that shot? I want to give them a round of applause. Number 3. Is that Danny Lincoln then?
it is.
Congratulations, Danny Lincoln. Take your round of applause.
One of his first games for Channel 19. Very involved outside of school. Of course, he's on the hockey team. He's in the band. And he plays lacrosse in the spring.
Hopefully he films a lot more on Channel 19 tech crew.
Yeah. Big sophomore year for him.
Sterling again, just I don't know how to put a percentage on the possession, but I would say it's over 50% possession.
I'd go over 70. Sterling is controlled.
I would agree with that. I
Yeah.
would definitely agree with close to 70%. And I think you have to think, Coach, probably said to him at halftime, hey, just continue. You're getting opportunities.
Oh, yeah, you
We're
just
going against a very good goalie, and we're just not, maybe we can finish shots a little bit better, but a good solid first game from Sterling, and it really underscores why there's a lot of hype around this program, and definitely some expectations.
some expectations, a big shoe to fill from some of the previous players and all.
I think they've
done a good job. They're only going to get better throughout the season.
after the first half. I think they started to get the Diorio. No matter what the scoreboard says, there's still a great game from Diorio. Really kept the Heights in it for as long as you could.
And that's just the thing, like, sometimes the score doesn't always show how the game really went and all. And something like this, kind of thinking like, well, Sterling probably probably had a couple of chances and all, but the goalkeeper let them in. But it doesn't really showcase that. It's actually that Sterling had a lot of chances, and Dario just had some fantastic saves.
Yeah. And credit these girls for playing, continuing to play the same game, and allowing things to play out. I didn't feel like there was one player trying to do too much. They continued to pass, they continued to distribute the ball, and they're rewarded right now with the 3-0 lead. Most likely to win.
Great pass.
Great pass. It's going to be a nice shot. I would catch it here. You have the pace. You have the advantage.
Great setup from Dram.
Again, Dram just able to set the players. I just trying to get a decent, probably try to get a decent shot at goal and maybe get themselves on the scoring card. Again, Sterling defense, again, holding strong. Probably one or two things that Coach K probably wants to fix still. But overall, it's a first game. They've done great.
And the first game is always one of the most important games of the season because it really sets the tone for the rest of the season. Of course, you don't want after the first game to
nothing. Yeah.
You don't want to think
there's always going to be something that you want to fix and tweak a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to look at this first game. There's some things that you just got to tweak a little bit, and there's something that you maybe you want to fix a bit more and focus on.
You want to be
the best.
You want to be happy with how you play, but you don't want to be too happy and ahead of yourself. It's only the first game still.
Long shot here, and that ball goes over the goal. That one was way out of the 18 boxes plus more, probably around 30 yards.
There you see Graham gaining separation, pull away from the defender. And, that's something that I think is a big part of what she's able to do, bring to the table. Only a freshman.
Cannot lie. She does quite a good kick to her. She's able to kick long, and I think she might be able to surprise a couple keepers for a long shot.
Yeah.
But again, he's able to give the players some space and give them a great pass for an opportunity to score. And really sets up her players really well. Heights now in a dangerous position as that's going to be called offsides.
You saw Ferrante. I mean, obviously she's probably the most heroic player for Haddon Heights, but you could see a glimpse of her speed right there, really going to the outside. But the thing I like is how Sterling countered and really got a lot of defenders over there to cut her off.
Ferrante last season scored 14 goals and 2 assists. It's been really, really quiet so far in this game. Sterling again here looking at a little bit of a counter attack here now.
The thing I really like Sterling did this game was they set the tone early and just stuck with it.
Like, we're wondering what probably his first thoughts were is, okay, like you even said it, Jules, that you're getting shots and shots and shots. Eventually, they're just going to go in, and you just get that better shot placement. And they did get that. Of course, now they're up 3-0.
Like I said,
7 minutes left in regulation.
I was impressed just with how they just, instead of players sometimes trying to do too much, losing track of a pass, they just continued to work together, and let things play out. And to me, that's a good sign early on. in this season in the first game.
Kind of wondering how much time of extra time is going to come after this.
We did a great job in the first half. We were only 6 seconds off, right?
Yeah.
So the injuries, yeah, that'll throw off a little bit.
Injuries and substitutions, of course. Probably, I'm going to guess maybe a minute or two. But rather looking at the odds and quite a bit off, actually. Sterling's going to win their first home game. And the first game overall, too. Sterling is going to win this game 3-0 over Haddon Heights. Both goals coming from Bridge Dixon, and the last goal coming from Ireland K. And we're going to have a post game here to follow. So we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Dude, are you kidding? Pictures. Sean, what are you doing? Go to Levin's office.
Tools back here with our stars of the game after a big 3-0 win off over Haddon Heights. And we have Bridget Dixon and Ireland Kay. First, ladies, congratulations on a big win.
Thank you.
It has to feel good, especially since early on, obviously you guys were outplaying them. Talk about how it got a little bit frustrating. We'll talk to you, Bridget, about some of those shots. What was going on in your head?
We're having so many chances, but their goal was really good. Credit to her, and we just couldn't finish them, but we kept working and we got to finish them.
And I'll add to that. It seemed like nobody really tried to take things on themselves. You guys stuck what you need to do. Talk about how that had an impact and what you guys were ultimately able to do.
Well, we play as a team, and we know we need to play together. So we just really trust each other and passing the ball to each other and just work as a team.
One thing I'll ask you specifically, the goaltender, Yuri, made a couple great saves. What was going through your mind that third time you eventually broke through?
I just knew I had to pick a corner. Yes. I mean, I knew eventually some would go in, so you just keep shooting, keep working hard, and yeah, that's what we did.
And one last thing I'll ask about that was it looked like you were thinking not to show which way you were going one way or another. Was that something that was going through your mind?
Yeah, pretty much. I knew, she's obviously quick on each side, so I just try to be unpredictable.
And you definitely were. That was something we pointed out. Ireland, I'll talk to your shot. You had the quick left-footed shot. You just got unloaded it. Talk about the sense of urgency you need to have and just getting rid of that shot quickly.
Yeah, it was funny because I was kind of thinking I was going to take another touch before I shot it, but in the moment, it was just the wide open corner, so just took it.
Now, you were able to get some playing time last year. Obviously, you played last year. But would that be something where if the same situation came up last year, you might have done that extra step? Is the your experience at varsity level help in you finishing that?
Yeah, definitely. I probably would have taken the touch just because I wasn't used to it last year, but this year I think I'm getting a little better. So
you had an outstanding preseason. Obviously you had the other goalie make some nice stops, but did this game kind of go as you guys had expected it?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely thought we were going to come in, play as a team, and come out with the win.
And Bridget, of course, we have you as the MVP. Now, do you get to keep that or transfer it to somebody else each game? Or is it a new one each game?
There's a new one each game, so I get to keep it in the next game, and then I pass it to somebody else, which Kay picks.
Kay doesn't have that as budget. He can get 20 of them.
Nah.
Well, ladies, thanks for coming on with us, and we'll definitely be seeing a lot of you this year, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach Kay on the phone, reporting to NJ.com. He doesn't want to be those guys that report a man at you.
I ate news over there. I was telling the parents today I'll be right over a couple minutes.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Going full time today.
This was a game where you can correct us wrong or anything, but it looked like your team just stuck with it. Nobody. They obviously had a goalie who made some outstanding saves, but your team just kind of kept passing, kept working the ball, and kept going with what I guess looks like makes it successful. Was that your message at halftime?
Yeah, definitely. We knew going in, Abby Guerrero is a great goalkeeper. Haddon Heights, we knew we were going to have to put some good shots together, some good plays together to beat her. And one thing we've been emphasizing all preseason is just unselfishly moving the ball. Try not to hold it or too much, move the ball. I feel like as a team, we have as young as we are, we have a lot of kids that have that ability to put it away. So it's just trusting in each other, trying to find the open pass and get the chances, and they did a nice job of that. They were very consistent with it.
And that also, it seems like a lot of times we noted on the back end where sometimes girls, if they're under duress, will just get rid of the ball, just kick it upfield. But it always seems like somebody's still looking for something, even on the back end, still looking to make something happen. Is that something you guys have worked on in the summer preseason?
Yeah, we definitely hold our backs here that we want that to be a big part of our offense, like to try to bit out of the back, to try to, a group of kids back there who have some confidence and skill with making that second pass, that pass to the next level. And so it's something that we're going to need. And I think, as I'm probably being critical as a coach, where I think there's some sloppiness today, but I think that when it comes together, when we are doing that, when we space the field well, everybody has the ability to find the ball. There's a decent vision out there with all 11 players. And I think, again, our success will be based on playing that team style soccer. And if they can do that, I think it's going to make a tough team to defend us, because we can come with a lot of different options.
Early on in the season, obviously, first game, again, congrats on the win. What's ahead for you guys in the short term here?
So I think, this time of year, I just think getting our legs back under us. We have Collins on Monday, Haddon Township Wednesday, Haddon Friday. So we have a 3-game week. Early in the year, it's going to start conditioning a little bit, and unfortunately, the third one will be the toughest of all. So we're really going to see where we are after 3 games. But I just think getting back to what we're doing. We said tomorrow we're going to have a simple practice, and having Haddon Heights versus is always a great game. I mean, they're going through transition. New coach who's did an excellent job. He's a great soccer guy, and they're a good team. They're a team you can't count. We won nothing in that game for a while, and really talked about we have to get that second goal, because they're dangerous. They had players that can really make a difference, and we want to make sure we got that.
Coach, congratulations again, and thanks for coming on with us. And bad luck to the way. Okay. Okay. So that'll do it. Just an outstanding job by the Sterling Girls soccer team. We're going to take it back to Mr. John Hallwood.
And thank you, Casuals. As our next TV game will be Friday, September 9th. That will be Sterling football. Sterling will be taking on the number 5th ranked team in the state, Hampden. That will be live on Channel 19, and of course live here on YouTube, wherever you're watching this. And that's going to do it right here on Channel 19. Congratulations to the girls soccer team, got their first win of the season. They beat Haddon Heights 3-0. 2 goals come again from Dixon, and the third goal from Ireland K. That's going to do it right here, though. Special thanks to Mr. K. And to the rest of the tech crew, and Schultz, Connor Strauss. And that's going to do it here. And have a good day.